All right, we are back here at Henneman Field here in Champaign. We are about set for kickoff here between the Champaign St. Thomas More Sabres and the St. Joseph-Ogden Spartans here on HSSPORTSLIVE.NET. I'm joined by my cameraman here tonight, Taylor Dorsey. Also have Rob Woods again with me here tonight. Again, both these teams 3-2 from the Sangamon Valley Conference. Big rivals. This should be a big matchup. This will be the last time they meet as Sangamon Valley Conference opponents. But both teams will be moving to the Okaw Valley Conference next season, so they will continue the rivalry in that conference. As we were saying before, St. Thomas More has quite a group of defensive tacklers on their team, as they've got the leading tackler in the area with 71 tackles as Chase Kangas, and they've also got the third leading tackler in the area. His name is Brett Ruse. He's got 58 tackles, and they also have Cameron Diedrich with 56 tackles. So a lot of big tacklers on this Sabre defense. So we'll see how that works out tonight against a solid running back from St. Joe, Austin Hedrick. We're about set for kickoff here. Thank you again for joining us here on HSSPORTSLIVE.NET. Again, I am Chris Foster. I hope you are tuning in as St. Thomas More is getting ready to kick us off here tonight. Homecoming night here for the Sabres. And here's the kick by Dennis Freeman. And on the return for St. Joe, he's at the 20, the 25, finds a little bit of a crease, and he's going to be brought down at the 30-yard line. The ball might have come loose, but the referee's going to say he was down. That was Eli Oltian, the quarterback for the Spartans, on the return. So that'll bring the St. Joseph-Ogden Spartans offense out onto the field as we've just started here, 8 seconds in, 11:52 showing on the clock. And they'll start their first drive of the ball game here on the 30-yard line. So the Spartans will come to the line. Got a great bird's eye view tonight here at Champaign St. Thomas More. Back to throw as the quarterback. He throws it to the outside, and it is caught there by number 1, Jake Stewart on the catch. Quarterback is Dalton Walsh here for the Spartans. It's going to be a catch for about 7 yards. So 2nd down and 4 for St. Joe. Walsh in the shotgun. He's looking to throw again. He's looking to the same side, and it's going to be caught again. Did he get his feet in? Complete again to Stewart, so it's a Walsh and Stewart connection on the first 2 plays here for St. Joe. That'll make it 1st down and 10 for St. Joe. Ball at the 40-yard line. So St. Joe starting off here going to the air early in this ball game. Walsh back under center here for this play. St. Thomas More jumps there. Appears we're going to have an offsides penalty on the Sabre defense. And it is offsides against the Sabres. That'll make it 1st and 5 now for the Spartans at the 45-yard line, nearing midfield of the Sabres here. Trying to put together a nice opening drive. Dalton Walsh under center for the Spartans. And the give is to the running back there, and he plows through the left side of the Sabre defense and picks up 11 yards on the carry. That's the big running back there for St. Joe, Austin Hedrick. He picks up 11 yards on his first carry of the night. It's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Spartans. So an impressive start so far here for St. Joe. They've picked up 2 first downs in 3 plays. As we've got 10.5 minutes on the clock here in the first quarter, just underway here in Champaign at Henneman Field. Walsh under center, just across midfield for the Spartans. And it looks like we might have another offsides penalty on the Sabres. Looks like number 10, Joshua Stringer, got caught offsides that time. It's 5 more yards for the Spartans. So a 1st and 5 now as they mark the ball at the 43-yard line of St. Thomas More. Walsh under center. They give us to Hetrick, and he's going to be brought down. Nice bit of tackling there for the Sabres. Hetrick maybe picks up a yard or two. Joshua Stringer on the tackle there. That'll make it 2nd down and 3 for the Spartans. Walsh with the give to Hedrick again, but a flag here, and this time I think St. Joe might have moved, and it does go the other way this time. So St. Thomas More is going to pick up the 5 yards that they gave St. Joe, and that'll turn a 2nd and 3 into a 2nd down and 8. Again, thank you for joining us here tonight on HSSPORTSLIVE.NET. I am Chris Foster, joined by Taylor Dorsey and Rob Woods. It's our pleasure to bring you the game here tonight from Henneman Field in Champaign, a Sangamon Valley matchup. There's the give to Hedrick. He's got some room to the far side there, and he's going to be run out of bounds after a gain of about 3 or 4. Storm Jupe on the tackle for the Sabres. So that makes it a 3rd down and 5, or a long 4 here for the Spartans. First chance of the night here for the Sabre defense to try to get off the field and get the ball to their offense. St. Joe trying to keep their opening drive going here as we approach the 9-minute mark here in Champaign. Walsh under center, fakes to Hedrick, looking to throw, throws it across the middle of the field, and it's going to be knocked away, but a flag is thrown. He was looking for Clayton Slifer. On the coverage for the Sabres with Storm Jupe, the quarterback. We'll see what the flag is, possibly interference called here by the officials. Thrown right where the receiver was for the Spartans. Again, Storm Jupe on the coverage. He was covering number 19, Clayton Slifer. He's a 6-foot, 190-pound tight end for the Spartans, and it is going to be pass interference on the Sabres. So instead of a 3rd down stop, it's going to be a 1st down for St. Joe, and that's going to move the ball all the way inside the 30-yard line to the 27, and that's where St. Joe will resume this drive. Walsh under center again. Hedrick in the backfield. They give us to Hedrick. He's got a lot of room to that far side, and he could go the rest of the way. He's at the 10, the 5, and he's swung out of bounds. First down and goal for the Spartans now at the 5-yard line. It's a nice looking run there by Hedrick all the way to the 5-yard line. That's 22 yards on the carry. That gives him 39 yards rushing here so far on this opening drive. Walsh now under center now. 1st and goal for the Spartans. They're going to give it to Hedrick. He's looking to go to that same side. They've been working that left side or far side of the Sabre defense. He picks up 3 more yards, so it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 2. Austin Hedrick, the big running back here for the Spartans, 5'9", 170-pound senior. He's their go-to guy, and I would be surprised if they do anything but give it to him here, and he plows into the end zone here on this one. A 2-yard touchdown run here for Austin Hedrick, and the Spartans have taken the early lead 6-0 over the Sabres with 8:24 left to go here in the first quarter. 2 more yards for Hedrick. That gives him 44 yards rushing on that drive. They started off with 2 quick passes for 10 yards, but then Hedrick did the rest with 44 yards rushing with some penalties mixed in there. St. Joe will now come on to kick the extra point. Here's the snap. The kick is up, and it is good. That was put through the uprights there by Orion Ciata. And that makes the score St. Joseph-Ogden 7 and the Champaign St. Thomas More Sabres 0 with 8:24 left to go here in the first quarter. We'll take a quick break and be right back here on HSSPORTSLIVE.NET. Welcome back here to Champaign as the Sabres trail the Spartans 7-0 here on their homecoming night. Thank you for joining us here on week 6 of the Illinois high school football season. These teams battling here for their 4th victory of the season. Whoever wins this game will put themselves in pretty good position as far as qualifying for the playoffs. Whoever falls in this contest will have a little bit of a tougher road to qualify for the playoffs. 2 3-2 ball clubs, and St. Joe getting ready to kick off after an impressive opening drive. There's the kick. The kick is there by Orion Ciata, and it's picked up here by the Sabres. He's looking for some room to the outside. It's going to be run out of bounds about the 27. That's Josh Parker with the return. Parker, the freshman sensation here for the Sabres, a freshman running back. He's got some amazing numbers so far this season as he's one of the leading rushers in the area here in Central Illinois. He's got 799 yards rushing and 7 touchdowns. Storm Jupe, the quarterback for the Sabres, will come under center. Parker in the backfield. Looks like Carson Kasbergen is there in at fullback as well for the Sabres. So 1st and 10, about the 30. The give is to Parker. It gives a little bit of a juke move and gets to the 35-yard line. Picks up about 6 yards. So a nice opening carry there by Parker. So 2nd down and 5 for the Sabres. Right about the 35-yard line. Storm Jupe under center here for the Sabres and Coach Dan Hennessy. Single back this time. The pitch is to Parker, and he's heading for the outside. He's got room to run. Finds the corner and gets nearly to midfield. Josh Parker with a 17-yard carry. So that's 2 carries and 23 yards so far for Parker. As the crowd chants here, he's a freshman. Definitely excited they're going to be able to watch this guy run the ball for 4 years here at Champaign. Very impressive for a freshman player to be putting up the numbers that Parker's putting up so far this season for the Sabres. So 1st down and 10 for them at the ball at the 48-yard line. Single back again is Parker. Jupe under center. It looks like we might have some movement on the Sabres. We'll see what the referees mark it. It is going to be on the Sabres. So you can tell early on this is a big rivalry game here between the Spartans and the Sabres. And both sides of the ball have had a little bit of jumpiness as we've had a couple of false start penalties and a couple of offside penalties. The Sabres jumped off sides twice on defense on the first drive, and St. Joe had an false start penalty of their own. So both teams trying to settle in here. 1st and 15 now for the Sabres after the penalty. The give is to Parker. He's looking on the near side. Here's at the 45, the 50, 45 across midfield, all the way to the 40-yard line. There is a flag on the field, though. 6:50 shows on the clock here in the first quarter. We'll see what the flags are as Parker got all the way to the 40-yard line. Would have accounted for about a 16, 17-yard run, but we'll see what the officials do here after they sort this out. They're meeting right now on the 40-yard line here in front of the Spartan defense. We've got 2 flags on the field. Seven to nothing, St. Joseph-Ogden Spartans ahead of Champaign St. Thomas More here midway through the first quarter here on HSSPORTSLIVE.NET. The Sabres trying to respond here to St. Joe's opening scoring drive with a scoring drive of their own. And Josh Parker's doing a good job of running the ball so far. But right now we're waiting for the referees to determine what these flags are. I'm not sure. Looks like a personal foul against the Sabres. We're waiting to see what the marking of the ball is. Coach Hennessy now talking with the officials here on the sideline. He doesn't seem happy with the call, but they're going to mark it off. So I believe that they gave the Sabres the run by Parker. It was a first down, but then the penalty occurred after the play. So that'll make it first down and 25 now for St. Thomas More. Back on their own 44-yard line, and they'll have to make it almost all the way to the 30-yard line of the Spartans to get a first down. But Parker did pick up the 17 yards on that carry. That gives him 40 yards rushing already here tonight. So they're going to give it to Parker. Finds a little bit of room there and gets nearly to midfield. Picks up 5 more yards. So that'll make it second down and 20 now for the Sabres. As we are exactly at the midway point of the first quarter here, as 6 minutes shows on the clock here at Henneman Field. The Sabres from Champaign St. Thomas More against the Spartans from St. Joseph-Ogden. 2 3-2 ball clubs battling it out here for tonight. Storm Jupe in the shotgun this time for the Sabres. He's looking to throw. He looks to the right side, and he's made a connection. It is caught by Josh Kerner. That is the first pass of the night for the Sabres. And that picks up about 10 yards. That'll make it a third down and 10. So 3rd and 10 now for the Sabres. Jupe in the shotgun again. This time they have the fullback in the backfield. That's Carson Kasbergen. Jupe looking to throw now possibly thinking about running. He's got some pressure from the Spartans, and they're going to bring him down. They bring him down about the 44-yard line as Jupe could find nobody open. A great job by the Spartans secondary there on that play. And that'll force a 4th down play here by the Sabres. As it's 4th down and 12, a loss of a couple yards there on that sack by the Spartan defense. And Jupe will now fall back for the Sabres, and he'll be ready to punt the ball. Back deep to receive for St. Joseph is Jake Stewart. He caught a couple of passes on the opening drive for the Spartans. Jupe with a little kick out of bounds, but I see a flag as we might have a roughing the punter call. We will see what this is. Is it running into the kicker or roughing the kicker? Big call here by the referees. St. Joe is getting ready to take over with some good field position, but it looks like there may be a break here for the Sabres. So we may have roughing the kicker. It's the 5-yard version, so just running into the kicker. That makes it a 4th and 7 now for the Sabres. So now they will decide here if they're going to go for it or they will punt the ball away again. It kind of moves them into an area where they would feel comfortable going for it as the ball is marked at the 36-yard line, and they need to get to about the 30 for a first down. And now it looks like the Sabres are going to go for it. So if nothing else, the penalty has allowed St. Thomas More to set up for a fourth down play here. Jupe in the shotgun. And now a flag. As the announcer below is calling this a flag fest here early on, the PA announcer for the Sabres. As we have seen a lot of flags here early on, and I believe we might have had too many men on the field or in the huddle for the Sabres. So after receiving a break on the running into the kicker penalty, they give the 5 yards back. And now it's going to be fourth down and 10. I was confused. I'm a little confused as we had a 4th and 12 and a 5-yard penalty somehow turned into a 4th and 5. But now we're back to a 4th and 10. And now we've got Jupe lined up to punt again here for the Sabres. As we approach 4 minutes to play here on the first quarter, Jupe thought about faking it, but now he's just going to kick it, and it's going to hit about the 11-yard line. It hit the ground. Now they're trying to determine if it hit a St. Joseph-Ogden Spartan. They're thinking it touched his foot, but we'll see what the referees have to say. As a lot of anticipation from this crowd here early on, and the Sabres sideline and Coach Hennessy very unhappy, as it appeared that that one might have hit off the foot of a Spartan, but it's very difficult to tell whether it did or not. And the Spartans get the call. From here, we could really have no idea whether it hit the foot or not. It definitely hit the ground and bounced towards the end zone. Not sure if it hit a Spartan player or not. St. Thomas More obviously thought it did, but the referees award the ball to St. Joe, and that's where they will start their drive. 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. 4:05 showing on the clock here on a very exciting first quarter here at Champaign St. Thomas More between two big Sangamon Valley rivals. So St. Joseph-Ogden now back out. Dalton Walsh under center. He's going to give it to the big running back, Hedrick. Storm Jupe in on the tackle there, as well as the leading tackler in the area we were telling you about, Chase Kangas. 3 yards on the carry for Hedrick. Hedrick had 44 yards rushing on the opening drive, as well as a touchdown for the Spartans. They give it to Hedrick again. They keep pounding that left side of the Sabre defense, or the far side from where we're at. Hedrick picks up 5 more yards. That's going to make it a 3rd down and 2. For the Spartans now. So we've got another bit of a delay here. Actually, it's closer to the marker than I thought, as they're actually coming out to measure. And he did get a first down. So instead of 5 yards, he picked up 7. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Spartans. Ball marked at the 21-yard line. So Walsh under center. Hedrick in the backfield. Play action. Under pressure, and Walsh has got some room to run as he scrambles to the outside and runs out of bounds at the 35-yard line. So he picks up 13 yards on the scramble. So a 13-yard scramble by Dalton Walsh. And that moves the chains here for the Spartans. Walsh, a 6'1", 175-pound senior quarterback here for the Spartans. He's got 2 passes for 10 yards, and now he adds 12 yards rushing onto that, on that scramble. And now they'll go 1st and 10 here up to 36, looking to throw. He throws it here to the near side. He's open. He's going to break a tackle and then be brought down at the 45, as it appeared that he would have only gained a yard or two. But Hunter Hart is able to escape the first tackler and gain about 3 or 4 more yards. So 9 yards on the pass play for the Spartans. So 2nd down and 1, the give is to Hedrick. He's hit immediately. May have got the first down, but a nice tackle there. That's Chase Kangas as he found a hole, and he stopped him for no gain. So a 2nd and 1 is now a 3rd and 1. 3rd down and 1 for St. Joe. 1:50 showing on the clock here in the first quarter. 7-0, St. Joe leading the St. Thomas More Sabres here on HSSPORTSLIVE.NET. The give is to Hedrick. He's got the first down and more as he crosses midfield and gets to about the 48. It's going to be 8 more yards for Hedrick. Gives Hedrick 62 yards rushing so far on this breezy evening here at Henneman Field. And St. Joe now trying to put another scoring drive together as they now are across midfield at the 48. And he's going to give it to Hedrick again, and he's going to be met immediately this time by several defensive players from St. Thomas More. Joshua Stringer, first one to get to him. Only a yard that time for Hedrick. So 2nd down and 9 for St. Joe. They've dominated the time of possession here in this quarter. So they drove their opening drive down for a score. St. Thomas More put a little bit of a drive together, got across midfield to about the 30-yard line before they ended up punting it away, as they had a penalty that pushed them back, and then they punted it away. They're going to pitch it here to the outside, a different running back in this time as he's spun around. Ball carrier for the Spartans this time was Orion Ciata. Storm Jupe on the tackle. Orion Ciata, as I said, on that carry. Ciata is a 5'11", 195-pound junior. We called his name earlier tonight on a kick return. And the clock's winding down here in Champaign, as that may be the last play of the quarter. When we come back, it'll be a 3rd down and 7 for St. Joe as they lead the Sabres of Champaign St. Thomas More. 7-0 here on HSSPORTSLIVE.NET. We'll be back in 30 seconds. All right, welcome back here to Champaign St. Thomas More. Homecoming night for the Sabres as they take on their Sangamon Valley rival, the Spartans from St. Joseph-Ogden. St. Joe on top of this one so far as they lead 7-0. We're getting ready to start the second quarter. They have a big 3rd down and 7 ball at the 46-yard line. And Dalton Walsh will bring the Spartan offense to the line of scrimmage. He is under center. Austin Hedrick, the big running back for the Spartans, in the backfield. Play action to Hedrick, looking to throw as Walsh. He's got a man open in the middle of the field, and he's going to make the reception. It's number 25, Connor James, on the reception. So a first down for the Spartans. There is a flag on the play, though. Walsh did have some time to throw, but maybe that was due to a holding penalty, as it appears that there may have been a holding penalty on the Spartans. Referees walking the wrong direction for Spartans fans, but the Sabre fans have to be happy about that as they mark it all the way back at the 39-yard line, just across the 40. And that's where St. Joe will attempt their next third down. Third down and 21, so must have been a personal foul as they had a third down and 6. Turns into a 3rd and 21. So erase the pass play for Walsh. It was Walsh to Connor Janes, but we're going to take that play out. Now it's a 3rd and 21. Walsh looking to throw again. He's looking over the middle, and he knocked away nicely by St. Thomas More. Jake Stewart was the receiver cutting across the middle, but a great defensive play by Michael Plecky, wide receiver and defensive back for the Sabres. So now St. Joe is going to have to punt after a good bit of defense there by Michael Plecky, able to knock that deep pass away. So a big penalty there on the Spartans. We didn't catch it, an unnecessary roughness penalty, but they had picked up a first down and we're going to continue the drive, but instead of that, a 15-yard penalty, and now they're punting away here to the Sabres. Plecky back to receive the punt. He catches it at the 24. He's at the 25, the 30, 35, all the way up to the 40 before he's brought down. 54 and 53 there for the Spartans on the tackle. That is Skylar Pumphrey and Ryan Koss on the tackle for the Spartans. But good field position for the Sabres. First down and 10 at their own 40-yard line. They had a pretty good opening drive. Freshman Josh Parker picked up 45 yards rushing on their opening drive, but they had a couple penalties in there that hurt them. But they've got the ball back now, trailing 7-0 to the Spartans. Storm Jupe under center. 11-17 as we're just underway here in the second quarter. The give is to Parker. He's spun around in the backfield, brought down right away. That's Jake Ron. Jake Ron with a wonderful tackle as he was able to get penetration through that Sabre offensive line and bring Parker down for a loss of 2 yards. So second down and 12 now for the Sabres. Week 6 here, Illinois high school football. This is the time of the year when every team starts to think about playoffs and whether they've got enough victories to qualify, or if they already do, then they start worrying about their seeding. The Sabres and the Spartans both with 3 victories, 3-2 coming into this game. Jupe looking deep down the field. He's got a man open, but he underthrew him just a little bit, but a flag thrown. He was looking for Cameron Diedrich, and Cole Berry was on the coverage for the Spartans. Looked like he was underthrown a little bit by Jupe, and as he slowed up, the defender from the Spartans appeared to run into him a little bit, and the referees looks like they have decided that might have been enough to warrant pass interference. We'll see here what the official signal is by the official. They are going to mark off 10 yards for a first down for the Sabres. So pass interference on the Spartans. Cole Berry there got tangled up with the receiver, and the referees called pass interference as Jupe was looking for the receiver deep over the middle. So first and 10 across midfield now are the Sabres. The give is to Parker, and he's brought down again behind the line of scrimmage. And that is the same defender, Jake Ron, finding his way through that Sabre offensive line once again. And this time it's for a loss of about 3. Ron has made 2 big plays now on this drive as Parker's lost 6 yards on this drive on 2 carries, and Ron is responsible for both of those tackles for loss. Under 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Sabres trailing the Spartans 7-0. Second down and 14. Storm Jupe in the shotgun this time. He's got Parker with him in the backfield. Jupe looking to throw. Back to throw. He looks over the middle, and it's caught by number 25. That's Josh Kerner. He makes that catch at the 39-yard line. That's going to make it a third down and inches for the Sabres. That's the second catch on the night for Kerner. 2 catches for 23 yards so far on the evening. So Jupe will bring him to the line of scrimmage. Third down and 1 for the Sabres. Ball just inside the 40. He's going to sneak forward, and he's got the first down. So he gets it to the 37. So St. Thomas More trying to put a drive together to tie this ball game, trailing 7-0 with 8:50 to go here in the second quarter. Storm Jupe will bring the offense to the line of scrimmage. He's in the shotgun this time for the Sabres. He's got Parker in the backfield with him. Receives a snap. He's looking to throw again. Parker in the block. He's looking deep down that far side. He overthrows his receiver, and it's intercepted. Are they going to say he caught it? We'll have to see what the officials say. Did he step out of bounds? Did he catch it? It's Jake Stewart on the interception for the Spartans. His momentum carried him into the end zone. If he did not step out of bounds, I would think they would rule this a touchback. And it is a touchback. His momentum carried him into the end zone, and a wonderful interception there by Jake Stewart of the Spartans. Storm Jupe was looking there for Mike Plecky on the outside, but Jake Stewart was able to intercept it. I believe we talked about Jake Stewart before the game, as Stewart had 3 interceptions coming into this ball game. That makes his 4th on the season. He's among the area leaders in that category. So the 4th interception on the year for Jake Stewart. And just as the Sabres looked like they were trying to put something together to tie this ball game up, they're turned away by the Spartan D with an interception at the goal line. And now Hedrick breaks a tackle and runs to the outside and picks up 11 yards on the first down play. And that'll make it 1st and 10 at the 31 for the Spartans. Add 11 more yards to the total here for Hedrick. That gives him 74 yards rushing so far here tonight. A timeout on the field. We're going to take a quick break here on HSSPORTSLIVE.NET. Thank you for tuning in here tonight. We'll be back in about 30 seconds. Hello and welcome back to our Week 6 broadcast here on HSSPORTSLIVE.NET. Hard to believe that we've been streaming live high school football here on our website for 6 weeks now as the season is flying by. Dalton Walsh in the shotgun here for the Spartans on a 1st and 10. He's got a man open deep, and he catches it. And he's going to be brought down at the 32, 31-yard line. Dalton Walsh finds Hunter Hart with a huge reception, but a flag in the backfield. We've seen a lot of those tonight. Possibly holding here on the Spartans, because they had a huge penalty that hurt them before. It would have been a huge reception of about 40 yards for the Spartans, but instead, it appears we have a holding penalty on the Spartans. And they are marking it the opposite direction, holding against the Spartans. And instead of the 40-yard pass play, that'll turn a 1st and 10 into a 1st and 20. A lot of flags here so far tonight here in Champaign. I wouldn't necessarily say sloppy play, but I think there's a lot of aggression out there on the field tonight, and that's leading to some of these penalties. They're actually going to 1st and 23 is what the scoreboard says here for the Spartans. And they're going to give it to Hedrick. He's going to be brought down. That must have been, the holding penalty must have occurred 3 yards deep in the backfield. So 8 yards on the carry there for the Spartans. So 2nd down and 15 now. So under center is Dalton Walsh, Spartan quarterback. He's going to look to throw this time. He's being pressured there, though, on the outside, and he just throws it away. That'll make a 3rd and 15 as Carson Kasbergen on the pressure there for the Sabres. 7:21 showing on our clock here. 2nd quarter action here at Champaign. And the Spartans lead the Sabres 7-0 here on homecoming night for St. Thomas More. Again, I am Chris Foster, joined here tonight by Taylor Dorsey and Rob Woods. Appreciate them running camera for me tonight. HSSPORTSLIVE.NET is where you're watching it at. Come back tomorrow morning and we should have the complete game posted if you'd like to watch it again. Or for the first time, you can let your friends know. Some pressure again on Walsh, and this time he's going to be brought down. Kasbergen causing some pressure again. So 4th down and 23 now for the Spartans, and no doubt they have to come out and punt now as they are all the way back at their own 24, 23-yard line. So what looked promising with a big 40-yard pass turned into a big penalty, and now St. Joe is going to be punting from back near their own end zone. The punter's very deep near the goal line as he gets this one up. Very high punt. Hits down and goes out of bounds about the 35-yard line. Only about a 12-yard punt for the Spartans. Great field position for the Sabres as they'll take over 1st and 10 right there. And this is a great opportunity for St. Thomas More. Put some points on the board, trailing 7-0 with 6 minutes and 35 seconds left to go here in the 2nd quarter. Up here on the St. Thomas More side of the field, we got a great look at the Champaign skyline here. A lot of lights flashing. You can see all the way down Mattis Avenue across over to the Prospect area. Nice view of the city from up here at the coaching area above the press box here at Henneman Field in Champaign. And it looks like Coach Dan Hennessy of St. Thomas More is calling a timeout. We're going to take a quick break here on HSSPORTSLIVE.NET, and we'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to Champaign St. Thomas More, trailing 7-0 against St. Joseph-Ogden here midway through the second quarter. They're going to give it to Parker, and he's going to be brought down by Ron again. That's the third tackle for loss in a row by Ron. Jake Ron of the Spartans. Third time in a row that he's stopped Parker for a negative gain. And that'll be a 2nd down and 12 for the Sabres. As Parker picked up 45 yards on that opening drive, but since then he's had 3 carries for -7 yards. 2nd and 12, Jupe looking to throw. He's got a man looking over the middle, and it's going to be incomplete. He's looking for Kerner there on that play. Unable to make the connection. Dalton Walsh, the Spartan quarterback, on the coverage there. So that'll make it 3rd down and 12 here for the Sabres. Like Coach Hennessy getting ready to send in Parker. Parker will come into the ball game here for the Sabres. The fullback comes off the field. That's Carson Kasbergen. So Jupe will bring him to the line of scrimmage here. He'll stay in the shotgun. He'll have Parker with him in the backfield. 3 receivers to the far side in a bunch formation. He's looking to throw. He's being pressured again by the Spartan D. He's able to get away. Then he's tripped up and then brought down. No, he escapes again. And then finally brought down at the Spartan sideline near the bench by the time he actually was brought down. So he ends up being marked about the 47-yard line. And that'll bring up a 4th down and long here for the Sabres. Trying to see where they officially marked that, how many yards that Jupe just lost. It's like he lost 16 yards on that play. He ran around probably about 30 yards and ended up losing 16 yards, though, as he broke a lot of tackles and moved around quite a bit. But the St. Joseph defense was relentless on that play, and they were able to bring Jupe down. And now we have a 4th down and 28. As Jupe now back to punt for the Sabres. And he gets it off. A nice-looking punt by Jupe. That one did hit up of a Spartan, and he picks it up and runs with it, and he's going to be brought down at the 6-yard line. I don't think there's any doubt that that one did hit a Spartan. Picked up on the play by Sean Sullivan. I don't think that you can advance the ball, though, on a play like that. A lot of excitement on that play, but I believe if the ball is hit by an opposing teammate, you can only recover it. You cannot advance it, so it's going to be marked back around the 25 where it hit the player. Nonetheless, an exciting play for the Sabres. Earlier, when they punted their last time, the Sabres were saying that it went off a Spartan player, and the officials ruled that it did not, but that time it clearly went off the back foot of a Spartan player, picked up by Sullivan, and now the Sabres have a 1st down and 10 at the Spartan 23-yard line, looking to knot up this ball game at 7 with 5.5 to go here for the half. Parker has room to the outside. 10, 5, touchdown, Josh Parker. Champaign St. Thomas More makes the score 7-6, a 23-yard touchdown run by freshman Josh Parker. That's one way to stop your negative carries, as he had 3 consecutive carries of negative gains, but he picks up 23 right there, gives him 60 yards rushing on the night, and a 23-yard touchdown run by Josh Parker here. Sets up St. Thomas More now with an opportunity to tie this ball game up with the extra point. The kick is up. It is good. Dennis Freeman with the extra point. And this crowd is very excited here at Henneman Field here in Champaign as we have a tie ball game. 7-7 between St. Joseph-Ogden and Champaign St. Thomas More. 5.5 to go here in the first half. We'll be back in 30 seconds. All right, welcome back to Champaign St. Thomas More. 7-7 our score after the Sabres tied it up on a 23-yard touchdown run by freshman Josh Parker. Parker came into this ball game with nearly 800 yards rushing on the season and 7 rushing touchdowns, so that was his 8th rushing touchdown. Parker, the 3rd leading rusher in the area coming into this game. Dennis Freeman now set to kick it off to the Spartans, and that's going to be Orion Ciata here on the return. He's got it at the 20, the 25, and he's spun down there. Gets it to about the 27, and that's where St. Joe will take over here with 5.5 to go in the first half. Our score tied at 7. So the Sabre defense will come back out on the field. They've done a pretty good job. St. Joe scored on their opening drive, but since then they've been able to shut them down, and then the Sabre offense just responded with a score of their own. So Dalton Walsh will try to respond himself now as he drops back to pass, looks to throw, and he's open there on the far side. A quick little connection there between Walsh and Hunter Hart. Looks like about 9 yards. That's the second reception on the night for Hart. He's got 2 catches for 18 yards. He caught that big 40-yard pass earlier for the Spartans, but that play was called back by a holding penalty on their last drive. They're going to go back to Hedrick on the ground this time, and he goes through, picks up about 3 or 4 yards, and that's going to be a first down for the Spartans at the 40-yard line. Austin Hedrick now has accumulated 85 yards now on the ground here for the Spartans tonight. As we approach 5 minutes left to play here in the first half. Tie score 7-7 between the Spartans and the Sabres. Hedrick with a lot of room there on the outside, and he barrels through and plows through the Sabre defense and gets to midfield. Another 10 yards for Hedrick. And that's either a first down or inches away from it. They're going to mark it here and maybe even actually come out and measure. And they're going to say first down. So 95 on the ground now for Hedrick as he's already nearing the century mark here in the first half. First and 10 at midfield for St. Joe, looking to respond to the Sabre touchdown. Here on HSSPORTSLIVE.NET, thank you for tuning in tonight. Again, my name is Chris Foster. If you have any comments or you're interested in doing any advertising, please email us at hssportslive@yahoo.com. Back to throw as Walsh. He rolls out to the far side looking to throw. Nobody's open, so he's going to decide to turn upfield and run with it, and he ends up picking up about 6-7 yards on the carry. So he gets it to the 44. It's going to be second down. And 5, so 5 yards on the carry for Walsh. 2nd and 5 for the Spartans. That's 19 yards on scrambles tonight for Walsh. I don't think they've had any planned runs by him yet tonight. There's Hedrick again. He's going to go to that far side, and he finds room again. Gets across the 40 to around the 38. Another 7 yards on the ground for Hedrick. And that puts him over 100 yards. 102 yards now rushing here for Hedrick. Ball marked right at the 37 as we're under 4 minutes left to play here in the first half. St. Joe trying to reclaim the lead here after St. Thomas More just tied the game a few minutes ago on a Josh Parker 23-yard touchdown run. So 1st and 10 for St. Joe, ball on the 37. Walsh under center, gives it to Hedrick, and he's hit hard at the line of scrimmage. As St. Thomas More was ready for that play, Joshua Stringer and Alejandro Griffin there to make the stop. Nowhere for Hedrick to go on that play. So no gain, and 2nd down and 10 now for the Spartans. Walsh in the shotgun now for this play. Hedrick in the backfield with him. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 receivers to the far side, so 4 receivers. Now we have a man in motion for the Spartans. Walsh now looking to throw. He's looking deep down that far sideline. He's got him open, and he drops it. He was open. It's Brady DePratt. He was open on the play, but unable to come up with it is Brady DePratt. And that'll make it 3rd down and 10 now for the Spartans. As Walsh was looking on the outside there, he had the man open. But unfortunately for St. Joe, they were unable to come up with the completion. And now they'll have to deal with the 3rd down and long as they're on the Spartan 37. 2:51 showing on the clock here in the 2nd quarter. Our game tied at 7. Walsh under center, drops back to pass. He's going to go for a little screen, and he makes the catch there. It's number 25. He cuts upfield. There's a flag, though, and looks like that's going to be a hold, possibly there on number 54. It's completed to Connor James, but I think they might have got Ryan Koss on a holding penalty there on the screen play. The screen was set up beautifully by the Spartans, and they would have been maybe just a yard short of the 1st down, but with that holding penalty, looks like it's going to set them back. They would have set them up for about a 4th down and a 1 or 2, which they surely would have gone for. But it looked like the penalty occurred right around the 34, so that might mean they mark off 10 from there, about the 44. Makes it the 45. So that's going to be 3rd down and 17 for the Spartans. They've had some big plays here tonight that have been turned away by penalties. They had a 40-yard pass earlier tonight that was turned away by a holding penalty. And now a play there that could have set them up at a 4th and short on a little nice screen pass there to James. But a holding penalty again for the Spartans brings up 3rd and 18. Walsh in the shotgun looking to throw. He's got time now. He's going to have to scramble, and he gets away from one tackler. Now he's being forced to the outside, and he's brought down there by the Sabres, number 59, Chase Kangas, on the play. So 4th down and 20 now, as a loss of 2 on that play, so a sack for Kangas. Under 2 minutes now to play here in the first half. We are knotted here at 7. It's been a very exciting ball game here in Champaign between these Sangamon Valley rivals. St. Joe now back in punting formation. St. Thomas More looking to get the ball back here and possibly do something with the last minute and a half. But now we've got a timeout by the Spartans. So they want to make sure they get this punt right. They don't want to have a block or a snap over the head here this late in the half. They want to make sure they get to the locker room tied at 7. They don't want to make a mistake here with the snap on the punt. So just to recap here, a minute 26 left to go here in the first half. We are at Champaign St. Thomas More. They are 3-2 on the season, coached by Dan Hennessy. They're taking on the St. Joseph-Ogden Spartans. They are also 3-2 on the season, coached by Dick Duvall. As we have stated, whoever wins this ball game will sit 4-2 and be in a good position as far as playoffs go. Whoever loses this ball game will have quite a bit more work, a little bit more work to do to qualify for the playoffs. You got to get to 5 victories to be playoff eligible. And if you're 3-3, obviously that means you got to win 2 of your last 3 to become playoff eligible. So whoever wins this game will find themselves in pretty good shape coming out of tonight. But we are tied at 7, 4th down and 18 for the Spartans. The Spartans are led by Austin Hedrick tonight. He's got over 100 yards rushing. He's got their score as he went in from 2 yards out on their opening drive. But they've been stopped since then. St. Thomas More responded after a punt went off of a Spartan player to set him up at the 23-yard line. Parker ran it in from 23 yards to tie the score. And now a punt here by the Spartans is going to be down at the 15-yard line. The Sabres got good pressure on that one. Pretty close to getting a block there, but just missed out on it. So we've got 1:18 on the clock. 1st down and 10 for the Sabres. And I would be surprised if they did anything more here than maybe just run or possibly even down it. I'm sure they want to be pretty cautious down here in their own area. They don't want to give up any points before going to the locker room at half. So here on HSSPORTSLIVE.NET, we've got a great matchup so far here in Week 6. Tied at 7, the Sabres and the Spartans. Jupe is in the shotgun. They give it to Parker. He tries to find some room to the outside, and he finds a little room, and he's going to be brought down at the 24, 25-yard line. 9 or 10 yards on the carry, depending on the spot. We'll see where they spot it. Looks like 9 yards for Parker. $69 yards now on the ground for Parker tonight. And a touchdown, the 23-yard carry we told you about. That tied our game up here. Under a minute to play now here in the first half. Jupe with the give to Parker. He's going to try to get to the outside again, but he's swung down. And by guess who? That is Jake Ron yet again. He has been in the backfield all night for the Spartans. Jake Ron. He's a 5'9", 205-pound senior defensive lineman, and he's been causing fits for the Sabre offensive line as he has been in the backfield multiple times and been able to stop Parker for a loss several times. That time he lost 3 yards, make that 5 yards. And that's going to be the last play of the half here in Champaign St. Thomas More at Henneman Field. It's a great battle here so far. A first quarter touchdown by the Spartans is answered by a second quarter touchdown by St. Thomas More. And we are knotted at 7 here as we reached halftime here on HSSPORTSLIVE.NET. I am Chris Foster. We will be back in about 15 minutes.